Elite. We are Palm Garden.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
I thought I told you to call Mike Scott Plumbing to get this leak fixed.
I did call the plumbers. They were just here.
Let me get this straight. You're telling me Mike Scott Plumbing was just here?
Well, not exactly.
Well, then who exactly was here?
You know, the other plumbers. They were having a sale.
Is that why there's duct tape on my toilet?
Wait, I don't see any, that duct tape. Well, at least it matches the grout color.
There's a reason we only call Mike Scott Plumbing. They're on time, every time. They don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. And most importantly, and I need you to pay attention on this part, they actually fix it.
Okay, so you want me to try to fix it?
Yes, I do. By calling Mike Scott Plumbing, like you should have done in the first place.
Yes, dear. What's the number again?
You really should know this by heart. 866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
on next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Seriously? A helicopter?
The owner and founder, Laditra Strokes Roberts of RBS Counseling and Education Services, will be in the studio with Tom and his co-host Sanda on Monday, November 30th at 9:05 to inform how she helps as a kids life coach right here in Ocala. So listen in to this behavior specialist from Kids Central this coming Monday, November 30th at 9:05 right here on WOCA, The Source.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
I'm waiting for Slim Shady to start singing. That's what I'm doing. Waiting for the real Slim Shady. Please stand up. It is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. As you heard in the break, President Trump has cleared the way for President-elect Biden's transition to formally begin. In a pair of tweets, Trump said he gave the green light to Emily Murphy, who is the General Service Administration, head of the General Service Administration. He green-lighted her because it was in the best interest of the country. But Trump said he would still continue contesting the results. It marked a formal recognition by President Donald Trump's administration that Biden has won the November 3rd election, even though the president has refused to concede and continues to make allegations of voter fraud. Emily Murphy said she had delayed issuing an official determination recognizing Biden win as Trump's campaign filed a flurry of lawsuits challenging the results. But in recent days, a growing chorus of national security officials, business leaders, and even Republicans in Congress, by the way, said the Trump administration's delay in allowing the transition to begin posed a threat to U.S. national security. I have no problem with them handing over letting the transition team begin. President Trump doesn't need a transition team because he's already in office. So if there is a reversal of the vote or a reversal of the election, President Trump doesn't need a transition team. But Joe Biden, president-elect now, officially by for the transition office anyway, the General Service Administration, it refers to him as President-elect Biden now. He'll have access to briefings, office-based, secure computers, and other government necessities needed for the transfer of power. That's why our country is the greatest country on the face of the earth, in my opinion. It's because we have a peaceful transition of power on January 20th every 4 years. Now, does it go into litigation? President Trump litigation? Yeah. Well, Tom, that's not peaceful. No, stop. Al Gore took until December 13th or 14th, I think, to litigate his loss to George Bush. And there are still some serious questions, although I hear Republican pundits are saying, there was only a 10% increase in population, but a 40% increase in people that voted. That's got to be stuff in the ballot box. Or it could just be a population that decided to register to vote that was already living there but weren't registered to vote, and they decided to vote and went out and voted because they either liked or disliked President Trump or liked or disliked Joe Biden so much that they thought it was important enough to this time not be apathetic and get off their rear ends and go vote. If everybody in Phoenix, and they use Phoenix, Arizona as one of the litmus tests, if everybody in Phoenix population increased by 10%, but its voting increased by 40%. Well, that would be a problem if everybody in Phoenix voted, then 10% more people moved in, but 40% more voted, because how's that possible? Only 10% moved in, but 40% voted. But not everybody in Phoenix votes. Not everybody in the country votes. So to have 10% population increase, but a 40% increase in voting may just mean people registered to vote this time. It could also mean ballot stuffing, don't get me wrong, but for it to only mean ballot stuffing, the way some pundits are putting it, is just erroneous in my opinion and does no service to the argument of voter fraud. I know there's it could be ballot box, or it could be people got off their apathetic rear ends and went and registered this time. I know that will make some of my Republican brethren not happy with me, but hey, I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to tell you, what I think and what makes sense, common sense. Common sense says if you have a higher voter turnout, it's because more people registered to vote. Well, not that many people moved into the state. Not everybody in the state was registered to vote in 2016. They may have went and voted. Look, whether you like it or not, President Trump is very polarizing. Whether you like Donald Trump or you don't like Donald Trump, the man makes sure he has a target on himself at all times. He says things that aggravate the hell out of people. It may not aggravate you, but it aggravates other people. I will tell you point blank, I have a problem with that damn Twitter account. The stuff he says on Twitter sometimes, I say, somebody would just go take his Twitter account from him. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. It's just my opinion. But I know I have friends of mine who go, I just don't know how he lost. I can't see how that many people voted against him. Well, that's because you surround yourself by people that like him. If these numbers are correct or even anywhere near correct, it's just like with Barack Obama, just like with Hillary Clinton, just like with George Bush and Al Gore. 50% of the country voted Democrat, 50% of the country voted Republican. That means half the people disagree with you no matter what side of the aisle you're on. If you like Donald Trump, 50% of the country disagreed with you. If you dislike Donald Trump, 50% of the country disagreed with you. Well, that's not right, Tom. I'm a Donald Trump fan, and everybody I know is a Donald Trump fan. Well, yeah, moron. It's because you and all your friends probably have the same, likes. Tom, everybody I talked to said Donald Trump should win. Well, that's because you're only talking to Trump supporters. Of course Donald Trump should win when you talk to Trump supporters. When was the last time you went out and said, hey, tell me why you voted for Joe Biden to a Democrat? You don't, because that's not what we do as humans. So for people to think that I can't believe the president lost this election, or I can't believe Biden won this election, well, then talk to somebody who voted for Biden. You'll understand how he won. Or allegedly won, depending on how the court cases come out. Although the Trump administration has now recognized that he is President-elect Biden by the head of the General Services Administration, Emily Murphy, allowing funds for the transition and tools to be offered to President-elect Joe Biden, and that way he can begin his official transition. His team gets access to briefings, office space, secure computers, and other government services needed for the transfer of power. So it's not over. It's still in court, but the transition of power has begun. And for those of you that can't believe Joe Biden won the election, everybody I know voted Donald Trump. How in the world could Joe have won? Well, that's because you surround yourself by like-minded people. You all voted for Donald Trump just like 50% of America did. But guess what? The other half voted for the other guy. That's how it happens. The same way people said, I can't believe Hillary Clinton lost. Well, I can because I, am not a Hillary Clinton supporter. So it all depends on what side of the fence you're on as to who wins and who loses every time. Speaking of losers, I'm a loser, but so's my radio counterpart. He's lost weight. He's lost my paycheck. He's lost the ability to sign my paycheck. He's lost all kind of things. Joe Martone joins us again.
Very good, Tom. Very good. You dug yourself out of that hole very easily. I was waiting for you to see what you're going to do. You did well. No problem. You did good. You're still alive and breathing.
I know nothing.
You see nothing either. You say very little, too.
Well, I do say very little.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
say a lot, but very little.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to run a list by Joe to see whether he agrees with it or not. It's a list from Mental Floss. That might...
mental floss?
Mental floss.
Not dental, but mental.
Mental. That may disqualify you
That's
right
quick,
there.
right? I need a lot of cleaning.
May disqualify you right there. We'll be right back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Hey, here's a nice way to get outside to brighten up his holiday week and stay completely safe. Come to Bob Wyans Camellia